What's up everyone, and in this video I'm going to be playing the T32. So you may be wondering why the title of the most underrated tank. And that is because, well, in the shadows of the IS-3 and IS-3 Defender, which have just been plaguing Tier 8 since the horrible new matchmaking, it's easy to see why people can dismiss the T32. It's also kind of because when I checked my stats in that thing, I had 2,680 damage, and that's more than most players would do in their tier 10 tanks, let alone tier 8. So I was like, no way, this tank can't be that good. And then when I revisited it on my press account, I was just astonished. This thing is insanely good. So why is the T32 good? Well, it has a combination of things that just click together and make a really good tank. So firstly, the turret armor. Oh my god, nearly 300mm of armor at the front, which means you can use great hold down tactics, and this thing has great gun depression as well. So coupled with the great turret, you're basically unstoppable in your hold down. Secondly, the frontal armor isn't that bad as well, 127mm, and if you angle it well, you will bounce shots. Its maneuverability isn't bad either. It's got a top speed limit of 35km an hour, which isn't quick, but it isn't terribly slow either, and a decent traverse speed of 25 degrees per second when we're talking about heavy tanks. That's not to say that T32 is without its weaknesses though. The gun on this tank is subpar. It gets 198mm of penetration, and it doesn't have very good accuracy. 0.41 accuracy is not good at all. So in this particular game, you're not going to be seeing much of the great turret being used in hold down situations, but you are going to be seeing, and you are seeing, a lot of side scraping going on, and that's because, well, this thing can side scrape really well with its decent turret, well, great turret I mean, and the armor of the side armor angled at a side. You should just be able to bounce all shots assuming you don't show your front, and the front isn't that bad either against smaller tier tanks. So that T34 managed to get a shot on me while I was moving, and I have no idea how, considering the bloom on that tank is usually just bigger than a mouse or an E100 when it's moving, so we got really lucky there. But I think it's time to advance now, kill this T34, and yeah, I wanted to side trade, but the other tanks aren't coming out, and there is a T32 on the enemy team who is currently perma-tracked, and I'm going to keep it that way. Okay, so now that the T32 is there, I quickly see that the AT-15 is about to come out and try to take a shot at me, and I want to get to this little area here where the T32 is so I can use his wreck as cover, because the AT-15 does have a great gun arc, and it could probably just easily have shot me and perma-tracked me like it did. So the T32 basically has no hope ever in penetrating an AT-15 frontally, so I can only shoot it in the weak spot. Unfortunately, my first shot, I misaimed it because he moved as soon as I shot, but the second shot I make sure it hits the target, and that's going to be the case for my next two shots as well. And you can just notice how I'm using this dead T32 as cover, again as kind of a side scraping thing, because I'm only exposing my turret and my stronger part of my frontal hull armor. So yeah, you should always try to just side scrape using whatever you can, like hard cover and stuff like that. Okay, so this is where the action begins. So I'm currently 1 versus 4 here. My other teammate just died in the AirShou, and the other guy with me is on the other side. Like, it's me versus 2 tier 8s and 2 tier 7s. So I wanted to kill this AirShou 152 first, but he was just in cover, and I don't have to worry about him because he won't penetrate me. So I shot the tiger instead with my adrenaline, and this was a really lucky shot. I just managed to make that shot on the AirShou before he escaped, and that was huge. Now I can basically just safely side scrape with the tiger too. I know he's not going to penetrate me or my turret. And yeah, I see the AT is not looking the other way. I have to kill him because he's going to be a huge threat, and now I have to go because the IS is going to be making his way around me and to my rear. So I have to push this tiger back, and with him backing off, that gives me the opportunity to do so. Loading premium because this is a very important shot, and the Tiger 2's got great frontal armor. I wiggle and he does get my tracks there. Now I can just safely aim this, kill this guy, turn around, and basically just clean up with the IS, and that was a surprisingly easy 1 versus 4. So I'm still going to be careful here in case this guy loads premium ammo, because he could just load premium ammo and basically screw me over like that, and the game would be lost. So this 1 vs 3 or 1 vs 4 just showcases the true power the T32 can have when it has cover like tanks to use for side scraping and when it's facing everything frontally. So you could see how the Tiger 2, I used the AirShou 100M1 as cover. He couldn't penetrate me, neither could the AirShou 152. I finished off the AT15 before he could be any more of a threat, and then just cleaning up the IS there, wiggling my tank. Even his HE just couldn't do much. So that was a 5,600 damage game, and it really didn't look like it, but it was jam-packed full of action. 1,627 experience, an ace tanker badge. I hit all but one and penetrated all but one of my shots, and yes, I put a shot into every single enemy tank there. So yeah, that just goes to show the true power the T32 can have when it's in the correct hands, and why you should never ever underestimate this thing if you see it on the enemy team. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game, and I hope this game also showed how underestimated this tank is. I think it's probably one of the most underestimated tanks at tier 8. So anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, tell me what you think about the tank as well. Thanks for watching, and bye.